भारत में 2500 वर्षों से बौद्ध धर्म का वजूद है और देश के हर कोने में बौद्ध परंपरा और संस्कृति फल फूल रही है। लेकिन भारत के टेलीविजन इतिहास में पहली बार नोबल विजडम यानी शराब संगपो के नाम से शुरू हुआ है एक टेलीविजन कार्यक्रम जो भारत की बौद्ध परंपरा और बौद्ध धर्मावलंबियों की ताकत को उजागर करता है। इसी मकसद से पेश है एक और एपिसोड। कार्यक्रम में अगले कुछ दिनों तक आप जानकारी पाएंगे हिमालय क्षेत्र की बेजोड़ पारंपरिक चिकित्सा पद्धति सोआ रिगपा के बारे में।
It's very important to have the basic knowledge of health. This particular knowledge of health should be understood or should be considered from the very beginning of the childhood. Our health mostly depends on the childhood's, you can say, care. So that's why it's very important that we should really take care of the child's health. Of course, child's and mother's health are both connected, and it's very important to take care of these two from the very beginning. Now, in Tibetan medicine, child care doesn't mean that when the mother is pregnant. So this is, according to Tibetan medicine, it's a second stage. And if you really want a healthy child, it's very important to consider from the very beginning of the seeds of the fetus or the child. So therefore, it is said in Tibetan medical texts that before the conception, it's very important to have healthy reproductive seeds of parents. So if a couple desire a child, and it's very important for both the couple to go to, like a doctor and have a health checkup. And if there's any problem with the health, which can influence, which can affect the reproductive seeds, then it should be cured before having the child's conception. Like in Tibetan medicine, we say that the reproductive seed can be affected by lung, tipa, again the three, you can say, dosha or nyepa. So if any of these predominates in the parents, you can say, body as a disorder, and this will affect the child, and then it's not very good. So it's very important to have a healthy seed or the reproductive seeds to have a healthy child.
कैसे दूर हो आपके जीवन की मुश्किलें, कैसे सवरे आपका करियर, कैसे सफल हो आपका हर काम, क्या कहते हैं आपकी किस्मत के सितारे, जानिए सटीक होने वाली बौद्ध भविष्यवाणियां।
Namaskar, Teshtelek. I'm Tenzin Jimba, an astrologer from Mansikhan. The following are the daily predictions for the month of October based on Buddhist astrology. 15 October, Friday, 8th day of 9 lunar month. The element combination of the day is earth-water. This elemental combination will bring hope and lead to extreme happiness, especially for women. It is also a very auspicious day for hosting prayer flags. However, you are suggested to avoid cremation of the deceased person on this day. Except the cremation part, all other activities will be very favorable on this day. 16 October, Saturday, 9th day of 9 lunar month. The element combination of the day is Earth-Earth. It is very auspicious combination which leads to accomplishment and fulfillment of your wishes. Therefore, a good day for prayer flags, construction and real estate business. The day is also favorable for engineer, artist and creative persons. But you should avoid Lomje and Sheku, which means that doing prayers to observe the 49th day and 1 year anniversary of the dead person should be avoided. 17 October Sunday, 10th day of 9 lunar month. The element combination of the day is Earth-Fire. This combination of element will bring you burning effect, leads to suffering and uncomfort in your life. Social workers and people holding high posts need to be more careful on this day. Only bad and immoral activities like defeating enemies and adversaries will be effective. Of course, not a good day for raising prayer flags and starting any kind of social work on this day.
After that wonderful and stimulating morning session, I think we are nicely set up for the afternoon session. And what a privilege it is to have His Holiness with us for so long. I'm an economist and I can say we are monopolizing His Holiness. This is a monopoly we're having over him for a couple of days and we are very, very grateful to you, sir. Along with His Holiness, we are also very fortunate to have two lamas with us of high repute and learning. Venerable Yangten Rinpoche and Venerable Ling Rinpoche, who are here with us, who are disciples of His Holiness. Also with us is Dorji Damdul, Geshe Dorji Damdul, who is the translator to His Holiness.
As I mentioned yesterday, wherever I give talk, without special preparation, nothing. Perhaps some people say may get some sort of what's today idea. You know, I am Buddhist monk and come from Tibet. I'm Tibetan. So Tibet, in the past, before 1950, a bit isolated. But then, after 50, of course then, in 54, I went to Peking and visit many area in China. So since my childhood, I have sort of keen interest about technology. So while I was in China, they visit these big factories or heavy industry. I'm very much interested. Then 56 came to India. First time get this sort of feeling of open society, democracy. Then 59, now came as a refugee. So that really immense help to get a wider knowledge, wider knowledge. So I must sort of express gratitude to Chinese government. Some way, you see, they become refugee, you see, got this opportunity. So then gradually develop interest about science. So at the beginning, you see, when I discuss, when I express my desire, you see, dialogue or discuss with scientists, then some, even one American lady who Buddhist, and I in fact was married with one Tibetan Lama, so that that person told me science is the killer of religion, so be careful. She told me like that. And then I thought, science simply try to seek reality. I already noticed genuine scientists, very open-minded, and simply carrying investigation. Once through investigation, things become clear, then accept. Till through investigation, things become clear, so they remain skeptical. So that way of approach is exactly same Buddhism in general, particularly Nalanda tradition. Buddha himself express follower, right? Or bhikshus and wise men who follow follow me should not accept my teaching out of faith, but rather out of thorough investigation and experiment. So this is a very scientific way. Obviously, among the Buddha's followers, there are so many different mental dispositions. So Buddha taught different philosophical view because of different mental disposition. So looks literally there is contradiction. So sometimes I jokingly say, telling people, these contradictory philosophy taught by one person, Buddha, Shakyamuni, is certainly not, I mean, with respect, Buddha. So I usually say, telling, jokingly, these contradictory philosophy taught by Buddha Shakyamuni, not due to his own confusion. He himself not very clear. No, certainly not. Nor he deliberately taught these contradictory philosophy in order to create more confusion among his followers. Certainly not. So there are, you see, different philosophical viewpoints, you see. I said there in Buddha's word. So therefore, he mentioned this in my teaching. There are according individual, I mean different individual mental disposition, you see, he taught different philosophy. So now you have the responsibility to investigate thoroughly, which is my sort of the ultimate sort of truth, definite teaching. So very clear, as I briefly mentioned yesterday, all those Nalanda masters, you see, they utilize investigation, maximum way, investigate whether this Buddha's sort of teaching is acceptable or not. So, same way, scientists, open mind, investigate, experiment. Buddhists knowledge tradition also investigate. Of course, what's the method? The means different. Scientists with instrument and calculate, calculation, measurement. The Buddhists mainly use the reasoning, comparison. So there's a little difference. Otherwise, it's in the same manner. Investigate. The scripture always mentioned among the follower of Buddha, two kinds. One, just accept whatever is the text say. Another, very skeptical and investigate what is the meaning, what content of the text, what is relevant to our life. First, investigate these things. Then, firstly, you know the content. Then know the relevant in our life. Short-term interest, long-term interest. Then you follow that text. That's the way. So this is our very scientific way. Of course, up to now, modern science, because they have method, measurement, and calculation. So mainly physical world. Consciousness is not physical world. So modern science up to now much behind about science of mind. Buddhism much advanced about inner science or science of mind. So in fact, you see some scholar from the West describe Buddhism is not religion. Buddhism is science of mind.